and welcome to this lecture in which we are going to explore the key concepts that you need to become a really good prompt engineer. But before that, let's trace our steps back. Let's actually go back to the previous lecture which we had seen before, and let's talk about this particular prompt. You see, this is a really good prompt. It fetched me some really great answers. And this is basically an example of a modular or a reusable prompt. We call it both modular and reusable prompt. So basically what it is a template that you can reuse for tasks that share a similar pattern. So instead of like just putting marketing specialist, I could have asked ChatGPT to be any other thing for me. I could have changed the context and all of that. So yes, this is reusable. I can just change things in it and I can reuse it again and again. So instead of writing a new prompt every time, you can just plug in specific details for different tasks. And over time, you will build a library of these. So you can save them somewhere in some documents, or you can just have these modular prompts here in ChatGPT. You can just, make a template out of it and just change it according to your needs each time. But you see, the thing is that this looks rather lengthy. We are using AI to reduce the time that we spend just brainstorming and all of that. So what if I could just ask ChatGPT to write a modular or reusable prompt for me? Is that possible? Yes, definitely it is possible. Let's see how we can do that. So I have an image which I'm going to load up right now. So you see in front of your screen, there is a 6-step prompt checklist, which says these tasks are more important. Well, not tasks, but this specific, thing that we have in our prompt is more important. Like instructions are more important than context. Context is more important than the example, and so and so forth. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to send it to ChatGPT and I'm going to give it a specific prompt which will help me create a modular or reusable prompt. And let's see how we can do that. So I have come back to my ChatGPT, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to actually not here. I'm going to open up a new chat, and here what I'll do is I'm just going to add photos and files, and I'll go to my desktop where I have this image, and I'm just going to send it. So with this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send in a prompt which will ask ChatGPT to create a modular prompt for me. And it is so much easier. It makes my work so easier that I'll have that template always with me in the ChatGPT. I can also save it somewhere. But now I have made ChatGPT my partner. I am not just alone working. It will help me brainstorm. It will help me write prompt as well, which is really important. I mean, you have seen the previous prompt. It was rather lengthy. So I'm just going to make ChatGPT make prompts for me. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy paste the prompt that I have. So here I have copy pasted this particular prompt, which will help me create more prompts. And let me read it for you. So I'm telling ChatGPT that I wanted to create the perfect prompt for crafting brand guidelines for my brand as a marketing freelancer. I'm telling it to be a marketing freelancer. Use the attached list to do so, and use the golden circle framework from Simon Sinek. If you don't know what it is, I'll just show you on Google. So Simon Sinek framework, which basically prioritizes the question of why. If you want to actually see the TEDx talk, you can actually go there. So if I search Simon Sinek Golden Circle, you see is a framework explaining that great leaders and organizations communicate by starting with their why. What is the purpose? Then their how, and finally with their what. What product they are offering, are they solving, and all of that. So yes, this is the Golden Circle framework, and I would definitely recommend you to go through it. It's really nice. So yes, this is what I'm asking it to do. And while also indicating which section of the prompt matches the elements from this particular list, which I have already shown it to you, which is right here. So instructions, context, example, role, formatting, and boundaries. And I'm just going to send it. And let's see what it creates for me. Unlock more with plus. All right. It is telling me to unlock more with plus. Well, not for now, not now. ChatGPT, I'll do that later. So perfect. Thanks for sharing the checklist. Final prompt for you to use. All right. So help me create comprehensive brand guidelines for my freelance marketing business using Simon Sinek's Golden. And here's the context, here's the example, and here's the role. So here it has created the perfect prompt for me. And again, all I have to do is just copy paste all of this, and this will be a prompt for me. And whenever I want answers, what I have to do is just punch in the information. So I am a solo marketing. All the context is already given. present the brand guidelines as a structured document with sections like this stuff. So what I have to do is just attach what the company which I'm working for as a marketing freelancer, I just have to attach what they are for and all of this stuff, and it will give me the proper answer. It will create anything for me. So this is a classic example of a reusable prompt. And we have other types of prompts as well. So in the next lecture, we are going to see something called prompt chaining. Well, certainly it's not a type of prompt, but just another technique. But we'll see that in the next lecture. Before that, we need to go over the key concepts that I was talking about. So let's jump into them. So here we are. The first thing that you need to keep in mind while working with any kind of AI, not even just ChatGPT, but any other AI that you are working with, any generative AI, that you need to have an iteration and troubleshooting mindset. What do I mean with that? Is basically that you need to review the output which the generative AI is generating, adjust that what didn't work, and keep tweaking your prompts each and every time. The more you experiment and iterate, the better the results will be. Practice will help you get closer to what you are looking for. So yes, this is the first key concept that you need to know, that you need to have the iteration and troubleshooting mindset. You won't get the perfect answer the first time, but just keep tweaking your prompts, just changing them a bit. Even the slightest tweak can change the output drastically. So yes, just keep that in mind. Don't get frustrated if you're not getting your answers. Just keep tweaking your prompts, see what is working, see what's not working, and keep changing it. So yes, iterative and troubleshooting mindset is really important. Let's move to the second concept. The second concept is that you need to know how you can clean data with prompts. And I'm going to show you with an example as well. So yes, you can use AI to clean up messy data like credit card statements, meeting notes, or survey data. Ask ChatGPT to filter out irrelevant information, then prompt to work with remaining data. So I already have an example here, and let's actually, just get to work. So credit card statement example, remove any line items not related to travel, keep only flights, hotels, rental cars, and public transport. Add up all the expenses and summarize them by category. All right. So you know what? Let's just see it happening in real time as well. So I am back at ChatGPT, and what I'm going to do is again create a new chat, and I'll just send in a PDF, which I'm going to show you first. So this is how it looks. And again, it is a fake credit card information that I have created online. But yeah, it has everything that I need. So there are some things related to travel, and there are some things which are completely irrelevant. So there is Kmart GA. I don't know what was spent there. There's Delta Airlines. So yes, money was spent here as well. And this is a fake credit card statement. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to send it to ChatGPT, and I'm going to use the exact prompt which we have seen in the image. So let's just do that. So here we are at ChatGPT, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to add photos and files, and on my desktop I have the credit card PDF, and if I open it, you can see it is being sent now, and I'm going to use the exact prompt which I have shown you in this particular image. So yes, credit card statement example, remove any line items not related to travel, keep only flights, hotels, rental cars, and public transport. Now what I can do is actually I can just copy all of this stuff and just paste it there on ChatGPT. So let's remove this particular part and let's run it. Let's see what happens. So credit card PDF has been sent. It's going to take some time. It's going to read everything, reading, analyzing, and let's see what happens. So it has filtered out the credit card statement and kept only the travel related expenses, flights, hotel, rental cars, and public transport. Here are the results. So only there's Florida Shadow Hotel, which is $90, and Delta Airlines, which is $120. All right, makes sense. Would you like me to create a clean PDF with only these travel expenses? Well, certainly not. But let's see what else. So if I see analysis, it saw all of this. Certainly not important right now, but we are going to see how LLMs work later. Let's just see what I actually wanted to show to you, how we can clean up their data, and we can summarize it also. Add up all expenses and summarize them by category. Let's copy it like this, and let's just send it here, and let's see what we have as an answer. Well, we already know it's just going to sum up and it's going to summarize them by category. All right, so here's the breakdown of my travel related expenses from the statement, which was hotels $90, flights was $120, and this is the total expense. and it has summarized them by category. So yes, it has helped me a lot. And now I can use the same thing. I can just send it a PDF or something, or I can send it a document and use it to clean up the messy data for me. And it makes it so much useful. I mean, imagine if you were spending a lot on a credit card or doing anything else, maybe like a debit card, and you wanted to check where you are spending your money. It can help you with your expenses and a lot of stuff. This was just a credit card example, but you can use this summarizing and cleaning up the data for a lot of other applications as well. So yes, it makes it really powerful. And this was another key concept that we needed to go through. Let's see the last concept that we need to go through before moving into the next lecture and seeing another kind of prompt. So here we are. This is the third and probably the most important concept that you need to know, that you can do something called a prompt priming. All right. This means preparing a thread with as much relevant context as possible before you send the original prompt. I have used this to create my own resume before. And what I just do is I just tell it that this is the relevant information I'm feeding you with, and I'm going to send the prompt later. You can just do that. You can just tell ChatGPT that you are going to send the prompt later. You are just feeding in information as of now. So this helps you a lot. You can just send a text, a PDF, a link, and the more detail you provide, the better the AI's response will be. So context is key to getting the results you want. We have already seen that. We have already sent a lot of context in the previous lecture, and we saw how much better it makes the output. And the more information you feed into the thread, the more specific and accurate the output will be. I'm not going to take an example of it practically, but just imagine how much you can do with it. I have actually created my resume using this particular thing, that I fed it all the data, that this is what I have done. These are my achievements. These are the certificates that I have. And what I did was I just asked it later, after feeding it all the information, I just said that create it into a nice latex code, which I later turned into my resume. So prompt priming is a very important concept, and you should definitely try it for yourself. Just feed all the information and say that you are going to prompt later, and it's going to make your output so much better. So yes, this is pretty much it for this lecture. And in the next lecture, we are going to see what we call as prompt chaining. So I'm going to see you there. Till then,